Okay, this is Big Crone Tarot. I'm doing another tarot book review. Um, I decided to talk about my Dark Goddess Tarot next. And it's one of my favorite decks. I can definitely say I use it frequently, when I feel like it. And the way that I talk to this deck is I'll say like, well, first let me show the book. Ellen Lorenzi Prince. This is the author of this tarot book. And the way that I use this book is, like you would use any basic tarot deck, but I'll go in and ask like my spirit guides how they see me right now. I usually turn to this deck when I need something to relate to, and I'm feeling like things are not making sense to me, like the dynamic of my life cycle isn't making sense, or when I need to feel like I can relate to someone, because it's hard to relate to people these days, to be honest. And so I'll pull one of these deities, and I feel less strange. I guess that's a good way to put it. And so basically, let me look at the index here. So there's it's like a regular tarot. There's a major arcana. And there are certain deities that are selected to be majors and certain deities that were selected to be in the minor half of the deck. But I put the court cards and the major arcana all together, and then I put the goddesses that are all minor arcana, non-court, in the other half, okay? And there's Amazon, which is a page, a siren, which is a knight, a witch, which is a queen, and a hag, which is a king, okay? So that's how they split you up. And I go into these cards and, I mix them up. I love this deck because I feel like I'm reading dark fantasy. Some of these goddesses, well, they're all dark goddesses, so there's something light and dark about them, right? And life can be pretty dark, right? And sometimes you just need something to relate to, and sometimes I turn to this book, this tarot book, and I feel like I think I said that like I can relate to it, but it's like I feel like I'm reading like adult fantasy or like dark fantasy, but then it's like about me, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm reading about myself, but in a more interesting way, if that makes sense. I don't know. So spirit guides, am I an Amazon? Am I a knight? Well, no, sorry. Am I an Amazon, a siren, a witch, or a hag? Let's see what comes out. Or one of the major arcanas can come out for me. Let's see. Who do I relate to today? Or how do they see me? So I got siren. So I think a siren is a knight. This is a siren of fire. This is a knight of wands. I think her name is Kadesh. This is interesting. She's obviously an Egyptian deity, because I can see Osiris to her right. I can see Osiris with her. Siren. Usually when you have a word that starts with a Q, you have a U next to it, but it's QA. So it's Kadesh, I guess. I've pulled her before. I haven't pulled her in a while. She's got a flower in one hand, snakes in the other hand. She looks like someone who is about fertility, but let's look into her. But I think I do see Osiris here. I see a cat beneath her, but I'm pretty sure this is an Egyptian deity, because we see Osiris down here, and like the goldish yellow colors. So Siren, I believe, is a knight. So I have a little index here. Yeah, Siren is a knight. Okay, so let's look up the Knight of Wands. Let's look up her story here. Egyptian goddess of pleasure. Okay. I set her up there. Okay. All acts of love and pleasure are my rituals. That's like her saying. Originally from the Middle East, Kadesh, and they have different spellings of her name. So it's like Katesh, Kidshid. I can't pronounce this. Kidshu. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Okay, well, Kadesh is the goddess of nature, beauty, sexual pleasure, and sacred ecstasy. I'll hold her up while I talk about her. sacred ecstasy. Her name is from the Semitic word. It means holy, and her titles include Mistress of all the gods, beloved, and without equal. She's a lady of heaven, as well as her connection to both love and war is shown by her 2 husbands. She has 2 husbands. Links her to other great goddesses from the east, such as Ishtar and Ashra. Kadesh arrives in Egypt in the time of the New Kingdom, bringing 1 husband with her, the Syrian warrior god Reshep. She acquires her other husband in her new land, the ever-ready Ithyphallic Egyptian fertility god Min. M-I-N. The goddess and her consorts are celebrated and worshipped together as a triad. Kadesh holds lotus flowers in one hand and snakes in the other. These represent not only female and male genitalia, but her gifts of deep healing. She appears nude, facing front, standing on a lion, and wearing the crescent moon, all Eastern attributes. In her new land, she is given the jewelry, hairstyle, and sun disk worn by Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of love and joy. Kadesh's Eastern ferocity is softened by Hathor's gentle influence in the embrace of her new people. She still has her warrior god at hand, but like the lion she stands on, his power is in service to his lady. Pleasure, not bloodletting, is his priority. The marriage of 2 cultures symbolized by this goddess is inclusive. No husband is excluded for the other. Qadesh is made sweeter by the embrace of her Egyptian god, but her raw passion and powerful sexuality remain. She has the power to bring new love and new life from afar. She makes beautiful the union of separate bodies and diverse souls. Okay, so when Kadesh appears, balance and beauty are achieved by including all that you love in your life. Let all that you love serve and sustain you. Do not sacrifice one love for another. Be large enough to embrace more. Know what brings you pleasure and experiment if you don't. Take charge of your own pleasure through doing it yourself or communicating honestly with your partner. This is about sex. Sex is healing when there is mutual respect with care for oneself and for the other. However you feel about your body, celebrate that it can be capable of pleasure, whether it is a lover or the breeze that caresses your cheek. When you stretch or move, do so as luxuriously and sensually as you are able. Explore what other culture has to offer. See its sights. Savor its scents and flavors. Enrich your world. So, yeah, this is, okay, and I did mention that she is a siren. So yeah, this is talking about like sexual pleasure, the healing power of sex, I guess. So that's basically what you get. So somehow they feel like I relate to her somehow. I'm gonna look for a 3D translation with the minor half, which 4 of fire is on the bottom, which I have not shuffled these yet. So, but just showing you, I have the minor half here without major or court cards. 3D translation here. What's going on? Why are they talking to me about sex? I am single. I am celibate. Okay. No. Let's see. What is this Siren of Fire? What's going on here? Okay. This is 4 of Water. I feel like 4 of Cups is like, and what's her name? Leth, I can't really pronounce her name. I'm not going to read her description because I don't want this video to be long. But this is 4 of Swords, which is, no, I'm sorry, 4 of Water, which is usually contentment, or it can mean boredom, okay? I don't know, it's hard for me to tell if she looks happy or sad or even comfortable. The way she's positioned is like she's laying down, it's like she's resting, and she looks like she's having some quiet time to herself. I kind of feel like they're talking to me about masturbation, but I'm really not interested in that right now, okay? I don't know why they're talking about this. But yeah, this is pretty much how I work my decks. But they compared me to her, and the 3D translation they wanted to give me was 4 of Water, which is usually like, this could also be like not moving forward, or resisting an offer, or feeling like you have enough that you don't want what is being offered, or what is being, there's something about like not feeling impressed here. But this lady has 2 husbands. I am completely single. I'm not with anyone, so that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know if I did a good job at reviewing this one, but I was just trying to give an example of how I read it and what the description is like. But man, I feel like I'm reading dark fantasy when I look at this. And I pulled out this book here because this is a book where there are fairy tales in here, but it's like a dark fantasy, and some of the stories are more innocent and lighthearted, and some of them are really dark, and I kind of feel that way about this book, only it's supposed to relate to you in some way because you're pulling cards on yourself, right? But yeah, that was that. I try to keep these videos short, so I can come back to this if I feel like I want to talk about a deck more, or I think of something else I want to say. I'll just do like a part 2 for a tarot deck, but I'm gonna wrap this one up because it's 10 minutes.